can't remember what's going on. I haven't done this now for a week because I've had visitors and my office has been a bedroom. So I've got to have a little look around. Let's There's stuff going on, I'm sure. Now, this is some corn, and I have fertilised it and I've pH'd it. I'm pretty certain. Oh, that's ready to. Is that ready to harvest? Oh no, that's it's not that it's ready to harvest. It's that it is corn. Big field is also corn. So we'll nip out here and have a little look at the big field. I've got £316,000, which is lovely. Got to be happy with that. But I haven't quite yet finished doing my faffing. That is in perfect condition, which is great. And then we've got this field here, which I was going to plant with oats, but which I then accidentally planted with wheat. And it seems, fully planted, fully pH, fully nitrogened, and just needs rolling. And conceivably, is there a tractor up here somewhere? No. I don't like all these stones being in it. I don't know whether there's something I can do about that. I've only got one tractor. Do I own any other equipment? Let's just have a quick look. This is the way to do this. Oh no, this isn't. This is the way to do this. I'm not leasing anything, thankfully, but I own a tractor, I own a trailer, I own a plough, I own a fertiliser spreader, and I got some front end loader nonsense. A roller would be a good thing to have, and there are some big rollers. Ba bum bum ba. Have I just not gone down far enough, or I miss it? There it is. And I quite like these big rollers. Big rollers you can go quite fast in. That one is absurdly big. 24.3 metres, you can go 15 miles an hour in it. This one is 12.3 metres. And you can do 15 miles an hour. I think that's probably the version I'm going to go for. It's only £41,000. I've got a JCB Fast Track, so I'm going to have it in JCB Fast Track colours. That's just yellow. That's generic yellow, but somewhere down here will be proper JCB yellow. There we go. Lovely. And the rims I will leave that colour because I can't picture what colour the rims are on a Fast Track, and I'm going to buy that because I'm going to use it a lot. And you can change it to be a mulcher and a grass roller and all sorts of things, so that's all great. So I think I'm going to roll that. Let me just trot out and have a look what else is going on here. I have got, obviously I must have dumped some sacks of seed and some fertiliser after I sowed. Here's my sort of universal delivery point. Have I yet bought the piggery? I feel like I might have bought the piggery. I have, I think, bought it, but I don't think I've put any pigs in it. I've got to put water in it, I've got to put straw in it, I've got to put food in it. It's quite a lot of work, really. But I quite fancy that. That's alright. I like piggies, love piggy wiggies. And I can buy food from the buy point if I can't make it myself. Okay, good. Shall I cheat again at this point? It feels like a little while since I last cheated. Oh yes, one of the other things I'm interested in doing is getting rid of this storage system, but I need to sell everything that I have in storage before I can do that. At the moment, I have some lentils, some wheat, some canola, some barley, some sorghum, and some soybeans. So I've got a bit of stuff. Got a bit of stuff in it, eh? Let's leap into the tractor and I shall drive to my roller. I did think about resetting myself to the... the workshop. I'm not the workshop, the machinery shop. Because that saves driving there, but it's not very far. Cool, blimey, I'm all over the place, aren't I? I wonder whether my visitors have reset the sensitivity of the joysticks. It's the sort of thing that young people are inclined to do, isn't it? And they're properly good at gaming. They've been playing all sorts of games that I don't play. I'm going to get on the outside of this and hook up to me roller. And I'm going to go and roll this field, which improves yield. Get out of the way, mate. Get out of the way. It does improve the yield, which is important. I'm not sure the picture quality is as good as it could be, but never mind. It improves the yield and makes the field look nice. Now, I think it's going to be one of those occasions where it's going to be hard to tell whether I've rolled or not. There are some maps that have distinct differences in the texture for stuff you've rolled and stuff you haven't rolled. But I think it's all going to look the same, so I'm going to do a couple of better get out of the way of that. I'm going to do a couple of widths, and then I'm going to knock myself out over the length of the field and employ a worker because they do it so neatly. It's looking okay. $15 miles an hour with the old roller is not a bad. It's not a bad speed. I'm just going to drag it right the way through to the end, and then I'm hoping that I can turn around and go back again. So that'll be 2 strips at this end, and then I will whip down the length of the field and do 2 strips at the base, and then come back again. Pingo. Pingo pongo. There we go. Whip. Whiz, 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 whiz. And I'm annoyed about these stones, which is the thing that I've now said too often. Maybe at some point they could be removed, even though I'm playing the game without fieldstone. I'm sure I turned fieldstone off, but maybe it's just an artifact of the game having started with fieldstone. The field wasn't mine. I don't know whether it's having the effect of damaging the equipment, of course, which is one of the things that fieldstone does. Is it reduces the working life of your equipment. It's quite nice, isn't it? Because the pigs don't eat silage, I am going to grow the corn and harvest it as grain. So I'm going to use a combine harvester and harvest the corn as grain. if I had cattle, I might make silage out of the corn. But I don't. I will have pigs. I don't have pigs at the moment, but I will have them. So I'm going to whip down to the end, which will get a bit messy because it's a bit cliffy. Oh, that's quite good. That goes almost completely to the end. I'm just going to actually go completely to the end. And then I'm going to turn around and come back, and then I'm going to go up and down the field, because I think it will leave enough room for turning at the ends, and I should have an interrupted session with the old worker, which will be nice. Let's back up here a bit. I don't know how many minutes we are in, but the hat is just beginning, the cap is just, the pinching of it is just beginning to start hurting, which is not terribly promising. Yeah, we're about 10 minutes in, the hat is starting to hurt. I'm going to try and do an hour, could be tough. So, this is the point at which I drive around and I line myself up in order to do upsy downsies. There we go. I own both those machines. I have £275,000 in the bank, and I need to have a little bit of a think and a bit of a plan at this point. I'm going to hop out, get out of the way of that. So we're in August, and we've done this before, haven't we? Which is to have a look at the prices of things. The best price for wheat is in January. The best price for barley is in January. Best price for oats is in January. Best price for canola is in December. Best price for sorghum is in January. Sunflowers are in March. Soybeans are in July, so I've just missed that. And corn is in January. So that means whizzing through quite a few months in order to get to when things are worth them the most. But I think when I set this up that I decided not to have seasons. No, so I can just plant stuff anytime I like. But the sale price is going to be affected. Okay, well that's the first issue. There is maybe an argument just for selling it all and not worrying about the price, and then start organising myself accordingly. Now the storage system that I want is this one here. I guess it's under silos, and it's underground storage with liquids, and I can't remember how much it is. Oh, what's that? Farm silos. Okay, doesn't really give you much information. Here we go. Oh no, that's underfloor storage, underfloor bulk storage for bulk materials or liquids. universal storage for bulk material. Those are all interesting. Underfloor storage for bulk materials. This is what I wanted. Underfloor underground storage. It's £50,000, or there's the one that just has unlimited storage. Is £100,000. I could afford either of them, but I suspect 500,000 litres of stuff is probably going to be enough. And I'd use it as a replacement for what I've got here. Oh, that one does liquids as well, which is quite useful. But sort of, you know, as indeed do these things, which aren't quite so expensive. Don't really know what they look like. What do they look like? Oh my word, I mean that is incredibly minimal. I'm not sure if I like that. The first thing I've got to do is sell everything that's here. What stage are we at on this field? Let's have a little look. Needs rolling is a thing that crops up, and you can see that 33 now does not need very much more rolling. When it's all been rolled, I will go and grab my trailer. And I will sell all of that stuff. I might sell it all in the same place, just the nearest place. And I'll just take whatever money is available, not worry too much about the profit. It's really just a case of getting rid of it, sort of starting as blank. And then I'll sell the buildings themselves, so then I'll have a bunch more money, and that's the point at which I will decide what system to put in. If I have enough, I'll put in the preferred one that I liked, that did liquids and bulk materials. Nice looking tractor. I saw a JCB at a nearby farm yesterday. No, day before yesterday, and it was black. So the guy had obviously, you know, he'd gone to the trouble of getting one that was all in black livery, which always makes me think that he must have more money than sense, really, unless it was second hand, of course. But it looked very nice. It was on a big farm nearby. Well, a farm with some very big fields nearby. Let's do this last little bit, which I'm comprehensively missing because I'm a little bit too close. There we go, that's better. Oh, so annoying. There we go, that's a bit better. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Bosh, bosh, bosh we are. 15, you see 15 miles an hour on cruise control is quite hard to control. And that field is now rolled, so we can fold this up and put it away, and then we can get the trailer. Just have a little look. Field is now growing. Everything is perfect about it. Let's park it up. That was tight, wasn't it? Very nearly clipped that. there we jolly well go. Excellent. Let's grab this trailer and let's start getting rid of stuff. I could, that's no good, is it? Because that's dumping. I need to go round to the collection point. I could put a government disposal point on the farm. What is the thing of which I have the most? Oh, lentils. Let's fill up with lentils and see what the lentil situation is. Where can I sell lentils? Where is the highest lentil price? It's going to be right the way down here, isn't it? Because lentils are relatively new to the game, so they're a long way down the list. Oh, it says, yes, of course it says I've only got 5 litres of lentils. The highest price for lentils at the moment is at the grain elevator. So wherever the grain elevator is, my thingamy's being a bit funny. Let's tag it. Wherever the grain elevator is where I'm going. Let's have a little spin around and see where the grain elevator is. Please don't be miles away. You are miles away. Maybe you're not miles and miles away. Now then, I don't think I can go. I don't think I can go that way. I think I've got to go this way. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Little flashing blue light. Very promising. Not quite yet. There's the old elevator. Let's go down the outside for a moment. I think the elevator's too far away to be worth going to next time. I don't like long trips to places. Do I need to go right here, do you think? Conceivably. Is there a bridge of some description? There does appear to be a bridge of some description. Let us follow the bridge of some description. Oh, here it is. It's very much a bridge. I have to say, this controller is much wobblier than I am used to, and I am wondering whether my professional gamer visitors have tweaked it. It just sort of swings around. I like things to move gradually. So I'm under the bridge. and the Libera de Grano. Oh look, I've got here. That's amazing. Bit of a struggle. It's 900, so I'll get about £22,000 for this, won't I? Which is not as much as I could get, but it'll do. I just want to get rid of stuff. There we go, £22,000 plus some environmental score reward. Just out of interest, if I go here and choose the sort of auto navigation thing and say, right, I now want to come back to, let's say here, let's try that, set destination, like that, and see what happens. Target is unreachable. Okay, well that's interesting. Let's go out here and see what happens. I'm back down under the bridge. I kind of feel like going across the bridge. That bridge would be a good thing. I want to get up onto this road. If I get onto this road and then say that I want to go back to the farm, let's try that. I want to go to sort of here, some of this road. So let's say I want to go there. Position is blocked or unreachable. Well, that seems a shame. It's just as well I turned the traffic off, because I have no real control over these vehicles at all. I want a proper road, which is something. Don't quite know where I am. I am up there. Whoop. If I take my eye off the road for a second in order to look for the map, I go all over the place. Let's bomb down here. My inability to steer anything in a game environment has always been my Achilles heel. I've tried playing Grand Theft Auto or something. I can't drive. Tried playing Gran Turismo and I can't drive. If you can't drive and you're in a thing that involves driving, you're at a big disadvantage. I feel like I want to go left here, even though it's a bit cross-country. Yeah. Big old field of stuff. I'm not far from home now. Having said, I wouldn't install a dump your stuff here box, government whatever it is box. I think I'm going to do just that very thing, because I know where I am. Because just sometimes you just don't want to be faffing about. If I go and put it up near my buy anything box, so I've got a sell anything box near my buy anything box, what you don't want to do is to go around the corner quite so tightly so that you get stuck. That's bad form. Take it wide, do a decent job on it. That's very good. I am going to need to just pop this back under here. But I am going to need to put in one of these sell everything kind of points. And I might put one in next to my buy everything point. Just a place where you can just dump stuff. You know, unused fertilizer, all sorts of things. I'm going to put it in about here somewhere. And it's presumably, does it come under production? Selling points. And it's a sell everything selling point. Straw press, sell everything. Ping. That's it. And you just just want it to be perfect. Just sort of there. I think there's the opportunity to sort of name it and stuff. Is there the opportunity to name it? I feel like it's got, yeah, rename. I'm going to call it wholesale, because that, okay, wholesale is a word, because that sort of feels like it gives it some legitimacy. Now I can just fill up with everything. Chickpeas, let's stitch it. That's not very convincing, is it? The stuff comes down and then stops. That is, I think, a function of mods, as they tend not to, they sometimes don't interact with each other very well, depending on the caliber of the mod that's been made. This trailer has its sort of outer limits set a little bit too high. I can tip this in here and I will get, you know, some modest sum of money for it. Chickpeas are going at whatever price. Chickpeas are $7.98 at wholesale, which is less than anywhere else. It's not like I'm making some massive profit by selling it here. It just saves me the hassle of driving across the map when I'm an incompetent driver at the best of times. And it's the wrong time of year to sell anything anyway. So I just literally want to get rid of it, but also take a little bit of money for it. Let's do the wheat now. Again, slightly disappointing animation effects. Around we go. So obviously what I could do is fill the trailer up with wheat from that and then sell it in the sell point, and I would make instant money because I'd be buying it for less than I'm selling it for. But I try not to do that. Just occasionally, if a trailer is 95% full, I pay to top it up and then sell it to get the full trailer full. But I try not to do that, because that's, you know, that's cheating. This is barley, which is darker coloured. My father's farm in Wiltshire has just cut our only crop this year was barley, and we just cut that on Thursday. It looked beautiful, I have to be said. There wasn't a weed in the field. Big field. The photo I saw just looked gorgeous. Might have been a well-chosen spot by my mother to take the photograph. It's always a possibility. Except I don't think she's that guileful. I think it was just a genuine photo. Anyway, the barley had not a weed to be seen. Let's just hope the yield is good. I think it's only animal feed. I don't think it's going for malting. But you never know. If it goes for malting, it earns a lot more money than if it goes for animal feed. But it has to have the right nitrogen content. And I think it's low. It's a low protein content rather than a high protein content. I think that's right. So that it's suitable for malting. And then for being made into whiskey or beer, which commands a higher price than just for feeding animals. There is quite a lot of discussion at the moment about the rights and wrongs of growing crops to feed cattle, and whether cattle are a good way of converting farmland into protein. I think almost certainly the argument is that they aren't it's not a great system. Whether that means the whole thing has to be closed down and stopped or not, I don't know. It's a possibility. It would be sad. I'm out in France at the moment. I haven't got cattle in my next door field yet, although Eric, the farmer, has been in several times to check on the fences and things. Cattle have, on a few occasions, I'm going to say 3 occasions, got into my garden. 2 of those occasions I was here for, and 1 occasion I turned up and found cowpats on the patio. Cowpats on the patio is always a good sign that you had cows standing on the patio. If not, it was a very elaborate hoax by some locals who, with some care, scooped up cowpats from the field and then transferred them to my patio in order to give me the impression that I'd had cows in the field, in the garden. An awful lot of work to go to for a not particularly moving stunt. There we go. Now then, it's possible that that's everything, but I will just go and have a little look. I've got £350,000, which means that I can put in a new system. Sunflowers. Might just get out and have a little look. See, is sunflowers the end of it? Oh, and now we've got soybeans and we've got corn. very excitingly, we've got corn. I could put the corn, rather than sell it, I could put it in as a start to the new bin. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I think, oh, for goodness sake, I think that generally speaking, soybeans are considered to be the most profitable food grain crop on Farming Simulator. They don't yield terribly well, but you get a very good price for them. You can sometimes get, 3,000 pounds per 1,000 litres per metre cubed. Soybeans, and then the next one is corn. I'll hang on to that and then tip it back in to the new silo when I've built it. Gosh, this is spectacularly dull, isn't it? Even by my standards, this is pretty dull. Anyway, it's just a bit of fun. Cap is really starting to hurt. Tippity tip tip. Very good. So I reckon that corn is the only thing left. So if we fill up with corn and then get out of the way, we can tip it back into the new system. And I'll get the 100,000 litre, does liquids and solids, because then you can throw leftover spray, leftover slurry, all sorts of things in. Silo is empty. It's very good. I'm gonna get right out of the way. Park up about here. Now, because what's about to happen could, mess everything up, I think now's a good moment to save. Save the game. That's all good. And I am going to get rid of this. I'm going to select it. 15,000, I'm going to sell it. And then get rid of this. And this. And this. Now that what would be great would be able to get rid of these things like this barrel. But it's not obvious how you do that without them sort of reappearing. That just shows up as the farmhouse. I suppose I could sell the farmhouse, but then I would need to put a new farmhouse there and it'd be alright. But I don't think that's what I want to do. What I want to do is to put a silo, an underground silo here, £100,000 underground silo, and then put a little workshop utility here as well. Maybe a hose. Let's have some luxury. Silo that I want. It's not any of those. It's not any of those. I think it's this one. £100,000 underground storage. Holds an absurd amount of stuff. Let's Let's pop it there. Bosh. And whilst we're here, let's look for a small workshop. And pop that. Now then, let's have a little look. I think what we need to do is turn it this way around. I'd quite like to get it pretty close. Let's pop it there. Okay. Yeah, okay. Don't like this. I don't know what I can do about this. I can't pick it up apparently. I just don't know what's happening about that. But it makes me grumpy. That is terrific. Don't think anything needs servicing. I think I'm going to go and park this, and then I think I'm going to flip through to the next day. I could be buying pigs or something, but I think I'll just bide my time. See, that is bad driving. So, I'm going to take the view that I've pretty much done everything I came here to do. But before I do that, I'm going to save the game. And then I'm going to leap forward until 8 o'clock at the beginning of the next season. And we will see whether my corn is ready to harvest. It'd be nice if it was. That's the wheat that's growing, which I didn't really want to grow. And this is corn, which is still growing. So it's a month away. I'm now a little bit lost in this field. There we go. Well, I suspect tomorrow is when things will kick off again. So I'm going to call it a day for now, and I shall be back probably tomorrow. And then, very excitingly, on Tuesday, my video capture card is coming. So I'll be able to flick between OBS and the game without this sort of thing happening. Ugh, which is terrible, isn't it? Anyway, bye-bye.